Convo. Welcome back to Candid Conversations with Carmen. I'm your host, Carmen, and this is my side host,
Ashley.
and our wonderful producer, T-Nugget. And we are back after a 2-week hiatus. Don't laugh. I was sick last week. The week before that, we had a bye week. But I was really sick. But I am back, and I am in tip-top shape, so I'm thankful for that. Excited to be back?
Mm-hmm.
No? Yes, no?
Yeah, I am.
Well, we will jump right in. I mean, I know we have our normal format, which was 3 questions at one point. Then it was getting deeper. Then it was whatever we wanted to talk about. Then it was kind of discombobulated. Honestly,
Jesus.
Yeah, honestly, today, I know you have something you have written down, what Troy had showed you earlier.
Yes, I thought we were talking about that.
We still can.
We still can.
We still can. And then Troy also had something that he and I were talking about earlier today. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that too. But my first thing I wanted to see was, where is everybody at mentally, emotionally, physically? Just where are you? What are you feeling that right now? I mean, I can even start if that would be
exhausted.
Easier. You feel tired?
I'm exhausted. I want to just
take some time off.
Just go and have just nothing around me, no work, no nothing, just lay down in a bed and sleep for a long time. Earlier this week, I took some time and I had work from home for like the first half of the day. Yeah. And it was not restful.
I thought you were going to say it was amazing.
No, it was not. I was so disappointed.
Really?
I was. And that's kind of how these last few weeks has been, just
disappointing.
Like very.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I've really been having to be in my prayer closet, and the Lord has really He's been helping me and admonishing me at the same time. But which was rightfully so, because I was being a little brattish. And I just really have been like, I was like, you know what, Lord, I want to be able to have gratitude. Troy and I were talking about this while we were going to the store the other day. And I was just like, I don't want to be ungrateful for what he has done for me or where he has placed me, has blessed me, because I was really just feeling like discontented. And I was like, I don't want to feel like that, because I know that God has been good to me. But I'm just like, I'm like, man, I just wanted something refreshed and new, you know. It's almost like, I'm like, but I know that the feeling that I'm feeling is temporary. And so I'm like, Lord, I know that you are good. I know that you are faithful. And I'm just continuing to try to just remind myself of those things. And then the areas that I know are making me feel that way, I have to be like, essentially, get thee behind me, Satan, to a certain extent, but then also being like, thank you, God, for where I am right now, and savoring the moments in the now, even though it's like, if you're in a hard season or whatever, you're like, let me get out of this, and trying to figure out ways to apply your way out of it, or whatever that looks like. And so I've just been really just at it. It was hard pressing, honestly, these last couple of weeks. Like I said, I was not feeling well last week. And then the week before that, I think we were just like depleted. It was just like, let's just not do anything. So I know that I'm like, but God, like I said, it is temporary. And I'm standing on the fact that I know that it's just, this isn't forever. And I know that. I know that. But yeah, Troy, you can say how you were feeling. You know, you said.
Well, nobody can really see.
Oh, nobody can see. Did you want me to demonstrate?
You can demonstrate while I say it.
You demonstrate while he said, because I can hardly see him. When he said he's going like this.
Okay, so life is going just like him, I can this. My mind is having me go like this. While life is doing that. But God is keeping me here.
Oh, like this?
Yes. And that's really how life has been, because I'll get caught up in different things. And I was like telling Carmen, I was like, you be like, you see everybody's chapters changing and people into new seasons and things like that. And I'm like, has my series even started? Like,
yes, that's a good one. Has it started?
Because I'm like, Lord, I'm just, I told her this. I said, I'm like, God, you know how you need to be ready. They always say you need to be ready for the next thing that's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
I'm like, golly, I must need a lot of work. I must be like, the masterpiece is only in the right bottom quadrant of the full masterpiece. And I've got a long way before those prayers can be answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God, you know, I've been praying about some things since I was young. And
Yes.
my age is rising. I'm at a big age.
Yes.
So I'm just like, that's where I've been at. I'm just being like, you know,
Yes.
I'm not mad at anybody else having their different seasons go off, do things. I'm waiting for mine.
Yes,
But
and you're like, God, I'm celebrating others, but I would really, really love it if it could be me having a celebration as well.
You want to have the season premiere.
Yes. Yes,
You
but
still
no,
in the writer's
Troy,
room.
That's literally the conversation I had with
Yeah, I'm
Paul
still in the
on-
writer's room. Yeah.
Me and Paul had this conversation on Saturday. I told him, I was like, that's how I feel. It's like, I'm celebrating everybody else, and I'm happy to celebrate you. I
Yeah.
want to celebrate you. I love, and I love y'all getting y'all's new jobs, and I love y'all getting y'all awards, and I love you getting your promotions and getting your 7 figures and 6 figures and all the things.
All the figures.
I love it. But then I'm like, now God, are my desires misplaced? Should I put them somewhere
Literally
else?
what we were saying. I was like, my desires are wrong.
Is my desires misplaced, and should I be desiring something different? Because if it is, just let me know so that I can be in the right place to push myself in that direction. Because I don't want to have these desires and it's wrong because you want me to be, you know, out in the wilderness ministering the gospel or, suffering, or all the things.
You see my story. I'm still thinking we're in the writer's room. Like, you've already finished the series out.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, but since you know the end of the series, what is the direction my character is going?
Because right now I'm not even seeing character development. I'm that character that's like, wow, they could just leave them on to the side. Like they could write them
that
out.
pops in randomly.
You can write them off the script. Mm-hmm. Yes, I totally understand that. That is literally it. And it's like, you used to benchmark. Yes, I used to know when I was younger. I used to benchmark myself based off my age with other people in other things. So like, if somebody was in the Olympics or if they were in a movie or writing a book or doing something like that, and if they were my same age, it's like, Ashley, what are you doing with your life? You're not doing much because you're not on that level.
Very risky to do.
No,
That's very risky to do.
That's very good. But I'm not going to act like she's not the only one who's done that before because I'm guilty of it. Because, in college, I was around 18, and, somebody who was really big at the time was Khalid.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, you look just like Khalid. I would be on
You had the
flights.
box top.
Everybody was like, oh my gosh, you look like Khalid. Da, 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 da. And I was like, I really don't look like this man, but I'm black. We have a similar haircut. Okay, cool. But I'm like, he is making millions right now on tours, and I'm just like
You're right.
listening to his music.
Yes.
That's where I'm at. So I'm just
You were flying standby listening to his soundtrack on the way. Yeah.
In first class.
Right.
But yeah, I think that, so that's where I am right now. I have been really, really tired. I was also under the weather last week, and I just have not still felt my best this week either. But I know I need to just sit down and do some like reevaluating. Like I told y'all, I really want to just go in and just clear out like my whole life and just throw it in the trash and start over from the ground.
That's what Carmen said. She said, except she made her analogy more like, I'm ready to close out my browser.
You ever feel like you're in a browser and you're like, let me press the X on this.
Just get out the tab.
Yeah,
and
get
then
out
just
the tab and get a fresh, clean start or whatever. And I'm like, Lord, just help me. Because again, I understand that this is how you feel now. But it's just how, like, at the beginning of the year, you're like, expectant is going to be my word. Or like, it's like my word is going to be expectancy. Or mine is going to be intentionality. And you have that earnestness. And you have to keep pushing into those things when you feel like this. Because I'm like...
Exactly. You remember I just showed you that video on Instagram of that little dog at the gym. And it was like how I felt at the gym today.
I want to just press
and it was just going on it just had one leg on the treadmill. That's how I feel like my life is going right now. I'm trying to I am showing up. But the effort that is being put in is,
I'm here and I'm alive. What else do you want?
It's like I'm just here.
Yeah.
I'm being consistent and because I said I would be here.
Yes.
But the level of effort that was there and that full out rah
yes
is here.
Yes.
So I'm trying
almost like you want to get your fire back.
Yes, I need to just work myself back up. And I was like, so that's where I am now. But today I said, I was on the stair climber sweating profusely and the sweat was just in my eyes and it was burning and I was just like, Ashley, you need to do better. Mm-hmm. Like these last 2 weeks, yes, you haven't felt your best and everything, but you're looking it. Like your feelings are now starting to be portrayed in how you carry yourself. I wore flats today, that did not match.
Oh no,
my outfit.
Were your pants hot water?
No, they were not.
Oh, thank goodness.
But they were beige, and I had on the writing on my shirt was white, and it
doesn't sound like it would be so terrible if it's the right color shirt.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
If she knows that it's looking rough.
Yeah.
I mean,
it just was bad.
Yeah, I hadn't had the same thought when I was doing my little physical therapy for my knee. I had the little...
Okay, I saw you and I thought you were going through some things too.
I was genuinely doing the physical therapy for my knee because after I fell, I was like pulling, how the little string?
Yeah.
I was pulling it over my back to bend my leg up so that my knee can, muscles in my legs can get stretched. And I was like, Lord, you have to get me get back on track. But there are some things. I was like, I'm gonna have to start. I want to have the motivation. But again, it's kind of circles back to how I was talking about that confidence. It's like, what is your motivation rooted in? What is your confidence rooted in? Mm-hmm. And it's like, you will get depleted on your own resources.
Yes.
Like, I'm motivated because I'm naturally that way. But when your nature changes, then what? Yeah. Like, if I'm like, no, I'm motivated because everything I do for to the glory of God, then that's always my motivation. Mm-hmm. If I don't feel like it, I still know I have to do it to his glory. Yeah. And so that is your motivation. I've been guilty this whole time of not doing that. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, it's like I have to be.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm like, I have to get.
But that's why I said I feel like, but I also feel like the Lord told me something at the end of last year. Mm-hmm. And I did it piecemeal. Like I did a little bit of it. But now I'm seeing that what was little.
Yeah.
It's starting to now be overwhelming. Because it's just like things are multiplying that were small, and but it's not the things that I want to multiply.
Yeah.
And so
my shortcomings are getting a little bigger.
Yes, and so so I have to go back to that basic. But I'm like, I'm trying to get myself, and that's why I'm asking the Lord. I've been asking the Lord for strength. Yeah, because I don't have the strength right now to do it.
Your shirt keeps talking.
I have don't have strength to do it on my own. So it's like I don't feel it. Like I'm tired. When I get home from work, I am tired. And there's really no reason for me to feel like I need to just sleep. Lay down and sleep. And it's not like go and watch a movie. I'm not watching no movies. It's not any of that. It's go lay down in my bed and sleep and still wake up in the morning tired.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
twin, where have you been? Like literally, like 2 days ago, not even 2 days. I think it was yesterday. Carmen's like, Troy, you look so bad. Like, what is going on? And I'm like, girl, I'm fine. I'm like really good. She said, you're lying to me. Like,
I really did. I was like,
she was like blinked twice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really fine. I looked in the mirror. I said, goodness gracious, she's right. I look absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. I said, what's going on? You know how when you can look at someone and you're like, something's not right. Like, is your heart heavy?
Yeah.
You know, you like can see that on somebody's face. I was like, what's going on with you? And he's like, I am fine. I feel totally fine. I was like, I don't believe you. What, you have to tell me something, like a key word to tell me that you're telling the truth. And he was like, what do you want me to say? And I was like, I'll leave it, but something's amiss here. And he came and said something, so I look terrible. I didn't see myself until just now. I was like, oh my gosh.
But that means that now that we all know that we might need to get into deep prayer.
I agree. And he even said that. He was like,
also the Lord has also led me to feel like I need to go into a time of, prayer and fasting, to do a little reset, a mind reset, a body reset, a heart reset, and just, really think about some things.
And I think it's also good that we can actually say this to each other, because then you can have that accountability to be like, you said you were supposed to be stepping it up. Why are you in the bed? Like, what you said you were trying to get more motivated. Your outfit looked hideous. You know what I mean? Like, Carmen, why are you in pajamas? It's midday. You need to step it up.
Yeah.
So I think that that's something that is a good thing too, to have transparency, to be able to say, this is where I'm at. We're equally feeling very similar things.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, now I know what to pray for. I know what the steps I need to be taking. And then I have people around me that can be essentially accountability partners. When it comes to just the check-ins, it doesn't even have to be like you need to do X, Y, and Z, but just be like, you good?
When is the end of the first quarter?
Of what, the year? The end of this month.
That's what I thought. So we have what, 5 days to the end of the month?
Is this a 30-month or 31?
We have
31.
5 days.
5 days to the end of the month. So that means that we need, in these next 5 days, we need to be intentional about the things that we do to get ourselves back on track, to get...
I'm taking some days off work. But I'm trying to get Troy to tell me what days they need to be, but we'll...
Let me know what works best for you.
Whatever day I have tons of meetings on.
Don't say that. You don't want somebody from wherever you work at to be able to hear you.
Does she care?
No, I mean, that's the thing is I feel like you have...
I'm joking.
But you know how vacation time is? If you don't have a lot of stuff on your work now, if you have a vacation, then take it when you're going to take it.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, I was going to be at work and it was going to be a light day. And I took the day off.
Yeah.
I would much rather use my time off on a day that was going to have a little bit more school. Now, if it's something that needs to be done and I need to do it, I might as well get out of the way because I'm going to have to do it when I get back. But if it's something I don't have to do.
Yeah, I want to do something. You know how we always, I know this is off topic, but I just was thinking about this. Y'all know how we always would play little different games and like write songs and off keywords, everything. I just looked at this, what Troy had said has my series even started. And I thought to myself, we should all write
a poem.
No, we should all come up with a 5 to 10 minute sermon about has my series even started, with scripture references and everything, and we do it for each other.
That feels kind of fun.
Most church
the Say Not Soft podcast, they do that, but they do
I'm
like
not
5
mad at
seconds.
it. Yeah, I seen that.
I just saw it and I said this would be fun. We should do it, and I think we should do it on Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, Good Friday.
It's just gonna be.
It's gonna be us, so we'll get
Rachel.
Rachel.
Did it again. Hey. You know I can't do the shouting because I get my throat.
I'm going to be taking it very much youth pastor.
But yeah, so I think that's what we should do. I think that's gonna be fun.
Oh my god!
So for Friday, I'll let Rachel know she is also on assignment. She has to give a message.
Oh my god!
So 15 minutes, and we will record it so we can see who did the best.
Well, where we share.
I'm joking. So you can watch it back, so you can minister to you.
That's more like.
So what are we sharing? Are we actually sharing this?
What, sharing with who?
With anyone else, like after we record it.
Why would we record it?
No, I'm really talking about recording it so that I can listen back to whatever it is, because I know that if y'all do a ministry, it's going to be a blessing. So I want to be able to listen back to it.
Oh my gosh! I'm not really. I wouldn't call myself a sermon person.
you will give a sermon on however it is, and however you do it is going to be a blessing. It may not be a sermon. It could be a teaching. It could be whatever. But you're going to do one. We have.
Do you see the moment she thought she was my mom? She's not.
But I think that would be fun. Okay, Troy, what was the next topic?
Oh my gosh.
Joy. I thought Carmen had one because mine was going to
be. That was mine.
Oh. Well, me and Carmen was also talking earlier this week.
Oh, no, today.
Yeah, it was today. And so I was like, there's this big song coming out. Well, it's not big, but a lot of people have been talking about it.
Who's about to tell you?
So Bob Marley's movie came out, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And he passed away and all of that kind of stuff. Well, on TikTok, this one person was like, well, YG Marley, that's his grandson. That is Lauryn Hill's son. He has a song that came out that's been trending, and the person was like, I have seen a lot of white people talking about this song, but I haven't seen any people of color talking about this song, and they doing deep dives and dances and all of these things, singing to it, because Northwest did a video of herself singing it, and then it just kind of popped off after that. Well, I heard the song, and I just was like, I don't think that's for me, because I looked at the title. I didn't know, like, even some of the lyrics isn't not saying anything. He's like talking about being in a relationship or something, but the title just kind of had me off, and so I was like, I didn't know much about it, so I Googled it, and I told Carmen, I was like, I don't really know what this song means, but I was just like, I don't want to be the one singing it or whatever. So I Google it. I don't see anything. People are like, because they were like, what does this mean? And then they looked it up, and there wasn't anything popping up. But then I saw this video, and the girl said, I feel convicted. And then so I clicked it, and it was a TikTok video. And so she was like, hey, I'm Jamaican or whatever. I'm going to be doing this wig video, and y'all can hear why I can't sing this song or do anything with this song. She said, I had a video. It was popping off. I added the song to it. It was all cool. But she said, I kind of got convicted. So she's Jamaican, and she was like, in Rastafarian, the Rastafarian like religion, they believe in this deity or whatever. And so she's saying, like, in the song, you're saying like, praise this deity or whatever. And she's like, it was unsettling me. And she's like, in the video, I'm telling people how to look good and modest. She's like,
as a believer,
a believer of Christ. A believer of Christ. But she's like, I can't say that she's like, I'm saying I'm a believer of Christ, but I have this song that's overplaying it that's saying like, praise this deity.
And that's the name of the song.
Yes.
Oh.
It's praise this deity in the moonlight. And
but it says,
it says the name of the thing.
Oh.
And he's just not going to say it. Yeah.
And so she's like, I got convicted about it. And I was like, a lot of people don't know what that thing is.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just know because my dad was Rastafari in the Rastafarian religion and stuff like that. She's like, I'm not. But she was like, it was like a spirit thing. She's like, I had to do what was right for me. She's like, and it was like really saying like, are you going to do it for fame or are you just going to keep it to yourself? Because you were like, she was like, I was getting views, thousands and thousands of views on this video that I never got in like a short amount of time. And she was like, it was going off crazy. And then she was like, that was when the conviction was really setting in. Are you really going to do stuff for me? Or is it just going to be for you? And so she was just like going through that whole thing. But I was just like, people are just playing with a lot of different things that they don't know really anything about. And they're just like, oh, it's just a trend. Oh, it's just this thing. And she was like, that's the part. She said, I knew when I was like, everybody else is doing it. She said, that's when it clicked to me that, yes, everybody else is doing it, but why am I doing it?
Yeah.
And she was like, let me discover the reason why behind everything. So with that being said, have y'all seen in recent days and things like that, there's things that's been kind of like off to you, but you're like, do I need to take a second like look into it?
Not anything. Well, for me, it hasn't even been anything like that because I haven't been really watching videos or watching like I had a few videos that like that cat video, not the cat, that dog video, but that I haven't been watching videos with people in them or anything or seeing anything. So I didn't know anything about. I haven't been listening to any non-gospel music. Or Christian music, Christian rap, French, all of that. That's all I've been doing. So I haven't really been doing it. But I can say that me and my mom were talking about it. We have seen an uptick in a lot of pushing for occult activity, like for young children. we've known in the past that they have had stories and things like that, but she was saying that she went to the library and not to the library, to the bookstore, and she was looking for something for her students, and they were like, hey, we have this wonderful section over here of all these top readers. For the young readers, they'll love these books. And she was like, all of them were dealing with sorcery, witchcraft, doing spells, all that kind of stuff. And she was like, this is very disturbing for her. But on that end, I haven't seen a trend in that way. But what I have been seeing is I've been seeing a lot of illegal activity happening just around.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you were telling me about a whole bunch of stuff.
Like seeing people get like shoplifting. I've been seeing a whole bunch of shoplifting. I've been seeing a lot of like people getting irate and like assaulting people. But it's not necessarily getting reported. I literally saw a person with a weapon walking across the street, looking like they were getting ready to do something that was untoward. It's just been a lot of that. That's what I've been seeing, a high uptick in those kind of things. And then just because of where I work, I get a lot of messages and things about an uptick in violence and an uptick in burglaries and an uptick in people doing crime. And so that's the trend that I've seen is that it's like people are kind of losing themselves. It's almost like a frenzy. It's like a chaotic frenzy is happening. Like even like driving, going through in the stores and stuff, and like watching people's demeanor when they do different things is not like calm. There's not a calmness that when people are doing things. It's like they're doing random things they're trying to make seem normal, but it's very off-putting, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the takeaway is stay prayed up.
Very much so.
Because honestly, that's crazy. But you are right. I have noticed there's like maybe it's like a degree of volatility sometimes that you see a little bit. But I don't know if that's just as a byproduct of people having been in quarantine in 2020, and then when they got out, it was like, I don't remember how I was supposed to act. And so they started.
It's been 3 years. Almost 4 years.
How do you retrain yourself? You fall out of it and it's like, oh, I don't have a mask on anymore, but I still feel like I need distance between me, but I don't know why I feel like that. You just never know. But it sounds like the takeaway is,
and I think it's also what you were saying is to do research. Like some things, like if it doesn't sit right with your spirit, then like look into it. Why is this?
Yeah, because it was totally crazy because that song apparently is blowing up, and I guess it's because the movie came out, so everybody's like, oh, trying to, I guess, see what his children are up to, and so it was popping off and getting so popular. But it literally is just
a praise song.
Yes, it really is. But some random thing.
And I was thinking about that today. It's so funny that you talk about that, because I was like, when you think about it, you sing praise music to the Lord, like we have our praise and worship music, but a lot of times we don't think about other things, like you sing other music. I was like, I couldn't sing anything else but praise music. I can't sing praise to anything else. But then when you think about it, what is a love song? What is it to? Is it a praise song to love? Is it a praise song to a significant other? Is it, not to say that is it. I'm not trying to go that deep. But then when I was thinking about it, because I like Bollywood movies and stuff, and I like Bollywood movies, and I like other like foreign films. And I was like, wow, because there's so much music. Their music be beautiful. But when you really start, when you see the subtitles and you're reading it and you're listening to it, majority of those songs, like in the middle of
they're randomly
they are literally praise songs to the people. They be beautiful, like spinning around, and then it was like, and then they just be doing, and it's like, and you just be humming along. It's like, and then it's like, no, like I have to be cognizant of what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for. So like I have to be really watchful about those things, because even going to restaurants and things that have idols, like they have the idols in the front of the place, or be like nail shops and those type of things. I was thinking about it, because I was like, they don't have any power. Idols don't have any power. But when you start looking at it, no, the idol does not have power, but the spirits. There are spirits that will attach themselves to those things that they don't have no power against me, because I'm covered in the blood of Jesus Christ. But I don't want to be opening myself up to, or being in conjunction with something that is against God. Why would I do that? So I have to go with the conviction of what the Holy Spirit is telling me. Mm-hmm. And so that's not everybody, but for me, I can't go to a nail shop that has idols in it.
That has some random fruit thrown across the floor.
Yeah, I can't. And that's just because the Lord has spoken to me about it, because he opened my eyes to be able to see it. That's the thing. Before I didn't even see them. And I literally was at a nail shop, and I went in there, and the Lord allowed me to see it, and I said, you know what? Well, I see I won't ever come back to this place. I'll just finish
this set,
and then I won't ever come back. And do you know that time, when I tell you that was the most damage, my hands, it was like things were just smashing my fingers. My nails were ripping off. I was in so much pain. I was so ready to get them nails off. It was not even funny. I was like, I'm done. I didn't go back, and not to that place, and I haven't been back to one with the idols in it. Every time I walk into there, that's the first thing I look at. I see and I look, and if I don't see it, then okay. But it's rare that you will go to a place, especially if they're owned by an Asian person, that they won't have it in there.
Yeah, and I think you said something that was really important, because what like you said, it's not that this statue that somebody made with hands has any power over you, but with your personal conviction, you know that the Lord was leading you not to partake in the services of this place, that you knew that they were participating in idol worship.
Yes.
And I think even the girl's video, she was like, I can't, you guys may say, oh, this is just a song that doesn't mean anything. She said, but my conviction is that I can't be listening to this. I can't be a party to this. I can't post this on my video and say, oh, I'm an example of what Jesus Christ would want you to be. But then I'm having a song that is a praise song that is to something that is not him. That is contradictory.
Yes.
And that is misleading. Because if I'm saying do what the Lord would have you to do, and then I have the song playing on the background, it's an author of confusion at that point. And so I think that, and so she's like, that wasn't the Lord. So I think that was a good point that you said. And that was something that the girl also said about that song. But you really do have to be mindful of what you are doing, consuming, and then why you're doing it. Because a lot of times you be like, oh, that song just, something about that beat just touches me. And you'll be like, it doesn't have anything to do with anything, but it placates you in some kind of way. And so when you can acknowledge the feelings that this thing is eliciting from you, then you can say, okay, that's something I can partake in, or that's something I cannot. And you can make that assessment. So I think, but you do have to be very cautious, and you can't just consume everything and think, oh, this song is hot, it's on TikTok, it's streaming. You done got the song, like Sister, what's her name? Joyce always would say, get it down in your spirit. You done listen to it. You've listened to it for weeks, months, whatever, and then you don't even know, and you're asleep humming it. You're meditating on these things, and it's like, no. It reminds me of, when you're young, you have to be careful, little eyes what you see, be careful, little ears what you hear song. And I was like, and I was thinking, like, there are so many things that we willingly consume that we would not let children consume, because we say that isn't good. Don't watch that. Don't listen to that. That's junk. But it's your favorite song. It's your favorite movie. You're like, I only listen to the non-cursing parts, or I skip over all of the raunchy scenes. Like, all these things that you put caveats into. And again, personal conviction can come into play, because that might not be a stumbling block for you, but it could be, and it's opening yourself up to. So I think of things almost in the proportion of, like, if this isn't good enough for a child to look at, or I would say, no, don't let him watch this, or don't let her watch that. She's too young for that. At what point did you get old enough to watch it? Like, that's what I'm like, when did you not become a child of God? Like, what purity of you fell off that made this acceptable for you? And that's what I'm like.
That's good.
How does that work? So that was just something I'm like, I'm like, so you have to cut it back. You maybe don't have as much entertainment. Yeah. But it's honest to be like,
it's fine. I mean, because right now I was just like, there's so much new stuff out there. There's so many new TV shows. There's so many things that I haven't seen. And you know what I find myself doing? Watching the same 4 things that I know is in it.
A wholesome little something
the
goes
same 5 things. Me and Carmen were even talking about something earlier, but I'm like, yeah, you do have to be watchful for certain things as well. Like, even when I was listening to music, I'll be like, I always laser focus in on lyrics. Now, y'all have no idea how laser focused I am on lyrics. I'll be like, well, for the song, I say the beat's hot, but let me pull up the lyric sheet. Because we need to see what we're consuming, you guys. Yeah. And so, like, there's this song called Angels in Tibet. Hot beat. Yeah. Rachel was like, yeah, it was doing something. And then it was like, wait, what did she say? Yeah. And then it was like, oh, what are you speaking over yourself? Yeah. Oh, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And so, like, and that's why I'm like,
yes. And even like that Doja Cat song, like
I could Doja Cat old music, new music is off my playlist anymore. I said you're doing too much, and I can't even listen to your old music straight. And the Lord is so good because my playlist automatically plays songs. Yeah. Whenever Doja Cat's evil songs come on my screen, I say something in my spirit checks up, and it's like, this is a Doja Cat song, change it. And I'm not kidding. I'll be editing full on editing, not paying attention. And then I hear these beats and I said, turn it off. Yeah. And it's like, let me go ahead and change it. But I had to delete all of her.
But no, I had been listening to nothing. So I was on a bus because I was going to a race and they were taking us to the bus. That song played like 5-6 times throughout the thing. But the words are horrible, but the beat is catchy. So later on, no lie, I was at an event. The song comes on. I'm not listening to the thing. Guess who starts getting ready to start singing the words?
You.
Me. I said, no. I said, this is terrible.
Yes.
This is, but because I had heard it that many times, even though I was pushing it out to say no, I had to tell myself, no, we're not singing this. I am not no devil, and I'm not no demon, and I'm not trying to get with none. That's the devil. I'm just being honest and but the thing is, I know that God is good because, like you said, is that when you start, because I had this song that I used to love in college, and I love the beat, and I love the, like, it just ministered to me where I felt like I was in my life because I was feeling very just whatever, but I was listening to that song, and as I said, girl, you don't want to be singing this. Yeah. It was a what song? Whose song was it? It was Wale. And it was his Bad Girl song when he was like, she's like, I'm a bad girl and I never met love. But
there's some lyrics that
you
won't be singing.
I won't be singing. But but I sure know how to. And it is like, and I was like, no, it's not. Yeah. And I said, that is not my testimony.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be my testimony.
Correct.
Therefore, I cannot listen to it because the thing was, it was really, like Troy said, playing in your mind even while you're asleep, or what you said in your sleep. I started thinking, like, I would be like, listening to this, like, and it was ruminating in my brain while I was asleep. Mm-hmm. And when I was awake, and it was just like I was always playing this song, and it was just, and then I said, I don't want that to be my testimony. I don't want that. That's a sad life to live. If this is what you are saying, this is not what I want from me. I said, Lord, no. Yeah. Please, this is not where I want to be, because I'm singing this and I'm in agreement, because my whole heart is in agreement with this.
That part.
Because even some things that you be singing, you be like, this is just yes. And and I
the
think
beat gets you in, then the lyrics lay on your heart, they come off your tongue,
yeah.
and then next thing you know, you professing.
But that's why I keep telling people, they're like, I liked Olivia Rodrigo. Like, she was in TV shows that I had watched previously, and I was like, okay, she's a talented actress, vocalist, all of these different things. But then I'm like, all of your music is so self-loathing and deprecating. Like, you always talking about being sad or being angry, screaming, all of this different stuff, and being like, this girl is prettier than me. You betrayed me. I'm so awful because she's prettier and all of these different things. And people are like, girl, I felt that. But I'm like, she felt those emotions too. But now you're singing that over yourself over and over again after she's felt those emotions.
Yeah.
And you're like, I love her second album. And I'm like, but still, she's singing all of these different things that are just like self-loathing. Y'all talking about being depressed. She's singing about being depressed all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and you're just constantly being like, and she's a good vocalist. I can't take that away from her.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you start seeing like people be like, oh, I'm just so declining. Everybody has an uptick of different things nowadays. And it's like, because I'm like, how many people are facing this? Were people just quiet about it before and just didn't say anything? Or was everybody just now experiencing certain things like at an alarmingly large rate? Like,
Yeah.
Like being depressed and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, the music, I just be like,
But I think it's like Carmen said, with anything, you have to be watchful for whatever you're consuming, whether it's videos. And, like I always be telling Rachel, like, girl, take a break. Like Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is that you on, TikTok, take a break. You be on it 24/7. Do you not get tired? Like, she was listening to something. I was like, my gosh, I cannot with all of this sound. The sounds were irritating me. And I just was like, I can't. And even like for me, the Lord will, like, I was trying to, like, I have been taking a break off of Facebook and Instagram. I call myself getting right, trying to go back onto Facebook and get on there and start looking. And the Lord was just like, no, that's not for you. It was just not sitting right in my spirit. I had to get off, and I felt immediate peace after I got off of it. So that tells me right there that is something that is a disruptor of my peace. Yeah. Therefore, I don't need to get on it. Like, when you're numb to it, you just continually go on to it. But once you take that out of your consumption and take it out of it, then trying to go back to it is a disruption. And so it's like, I feel uneasy. I don't need anything that's gonna make me feel uneasy. So, yep, true.
Protect your peace, guys.
Yes, protect your peace.
Yes, we have your peace rooted in the right thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we talked. I know you had a topic. We can save that. We can save your topic for the next episode. And then we have some exciting things coming up towards the end of this season. I'm very much so looking forward to them. So everybody's gonna have to just wait and see what those things are. This is not like those YouTube videos where people say we have some exciting things coming and they never come. Like they'll be like, we've got something in the pipeline and our fashion's coming, and you never see it.
You have some fashion?
Prayerfully this won't be.
You have some fashion coming?
Prayerfully this won't be that. We have some exciting things in the pipeline that I'm excited about. So before the end of the season, we should have those premiering. So that'll be really fun and I think good conversation. We need to talk about that afterwards. But if that's anybody have anything else? No. All right, thank you.
All my hearts and minds are clear.
Thank you. I will see and talk to you in the next one.
Here, you can hear us, see us.
Yeah, hear us, all the things in the next one.
Don't say all the things. Okay.
Bye.